Y'all see fucking that's how podcasting works. Did y'all fucking it's just that for an hour and a half.
Welcome to Psychic Finance Garage. This week, the Palantir Technologies value is slumped to $5.
$5.
What a steal!
I could buy so many Chunko Pops with that $5.
Or you could buy stock in Palantir, and then
or I could buy Chunko Pops.
Bunko chops.
Put them in my mansion.
Oh.
In my Chunko Pop mansion in the metaverse.
That's based.
That's based.
Have you noticed how everything in the metaverse is just like new ways to shop?
It's new ways to shop, and it looks like a fucking Second Life world from like a decade ago. It's awesome.
Right. Like, I don't need new ways to shop.
Yeah, it's VR chat for yuppies. For idiot asshole yuppies.
Yeah, everybody that's doing that is frenzying over it in Silicon Valley. Like, there are still people in rural areas that have internet upload speeds of 2 megabytes a second and download speeds that are lower than their upload speeds somehow. And
it's all about putting content out there. All right, like, you know, understand the grind set that people in fucking, you know, rural Appalachia have. Okay,
our USB distribution model for the podcast, our USB stick distribution model, has more reach than the metaverse will ever.
Just leaving USB, like unattended USBs at like bus stops and airports and shit, and just hoping that people put them. It installs a virus that gives all your money to our Patreon. There we go. That's how we make it big, folks.
It steals your cryptocurrencies and it puts them into the Psychic Dolphin crypto wallet.
Yeah, and I can use that crypto wallet to buy more Chunko Pops.
I can't wait to buy more Chunko Pops.
I love buying Chunko Pops with my money. What is this bit? What's this guy?
I don't know.
I know what the guy I'm just doing, the Cruelty Squad guy. That's one of the fucking one of the.
This feels like Cruelty Squad.
We live in Cruelty Squad. Yeah. A few years ago, I was like, "Oh, fucking everything's Hotline Miami." No, that's stupid. That's naive. Everything is Cruelty Squad. It's naive. It's silly. Yeah.
It's naive. I was a fool back then. I was a silly little boy.
I was a silly little guy.
Now I'm a silly little man.
Yeah.
And actually, we live in Cruelty Squad.
I'm a silly little man, and I caper, and I dance, and I carouse, like a silly little man is wont to do. You know?
Friendship with Fallout New Vegas ended. Friendship with Cruelty Squad begended.
Begended. I've begended all sorts of friendships. I've begended more friendships than you'd ever believe.
I love beginnings, but not the endings.
That's what they say.
Because the beginning of something.
What the fuck are we talking about? Yeah.
Someone please say something else. I'm gonna keep going.
I don't know.
I was gonna say something, and then I got on my fucking Chunko Pop kick, and oh, my Chunko Pops. Oh, I like to rub them all over my naked body.
You know what? I'm starting this.
I'm oiling up my
I want to see how many Chunko Pops I can fit inside my bioform.
Psychic Dolphin Garage.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode from the Psychic Dolphin Garage. I'm Dennis, he, they.
I'm Bo, he, him.
And I'm Zach, he, they.
And guess what? That's all of us. Charlie is recovering her, she got her booster, and now her tits are enormous. So,
yep. Boobies!
And that's why I'll be getting my booster.
Yeah.
Boobers!
She wanted us to let you know that she is recovering because her tits are huge now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
as we all know, the responsibility
and the government's paying for it. No, I don't know.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I don't know what her fucking...
No, they did, basically.
Oh,
it's insurance, so someone's paying for it.
Yeah.
Not her.
Says,
that's how that works, yeah.
Charlie says that she loves all of you. She's on Dilaudid. And 2 to 3 times their previous size.
Yeah, just like the
what we're being
Grinch.
told.
Just like the Grinch. Her tits have grown.
Grew 3 sizes due to Christmas spirit.
Due to Christmas spirit. Well, look at that. Christmas actually did something for once. Thank you, Christmas.
Thank you, Christmas.
Thanks, Christmas.
Thank you, based Santa.
Thank you.
Thanks, Santa, for putting 2 tits in my stocking.
I call it my chimney, and I want Santa all up in there.
I didn't get coal in my. Yeah, there you go. That's not coal in my shirt. You know. How was y'all's first week of Titty 2? I apologize. I almost forgot the nomenclature.
Titty 2 went well for me because all I did was stay home.
Nice.
I think I have a cold, but that's about it.
Well, thank goodness it's not the COVIDs.
Not the COVID.
Everybody's sick. So many people are sick.
Well, here's the thing. Even if it was COVID, I was telling you all, I couldn't find a test anywhere. No place wanted to give me a.
There was no room at the inn. Just like Christmas. We're Christmas brained.
They asked you, "Do you have COVID?" You say, "Well, I don't know." And they say, "Well, we can't give you a test." And then you go,
right.
Well, but I don't. How am I supposed to know without a test? And then they say, "Well, we can't give you the test unless you think you have COVID." It's like, all right, I think I have COVID. They're like, all right, why do you think you have COVID? Because I'm sick. Yeah, not good enough.
But
not good enough. You're not selling it.
Symptoms.
Well, no, I ended up calling my insurance to see if there was like any place like near me that were giving tests or something. And the nurse's hotline was like, well, it's been 5 days since you started showing symptoms, so according to the CDC, you would be fine as long as you go out with a mask.
That's so fucking stupid. I love it.
Oh my god.
God bless
because
America.
I started showing symptoms last Sunday. Like I just had like a scratchy throat and like postnasal drip. And it doesn't help that it's been bone dry here, so my throat is just like wrecked because there's absolutely no moisture in the air. I got a humidifier.
That Thrusy is just on its last legs. Yeah.
Yeah. This Thrusy is not a wet ass Thrusy. It is
I love that.
It is a
dry
Ben Shapiro's wife.
Yeah.
Well, according to Ben Shapiro's wife, it shouldn't be wet, and that's actually weird.
Of course, yeah. If your Thrusy is wet, see a doctor.
Yeah.
Dennis, you just have the big desktop pump bottle of Thrusty lube, right?
Yeah, I do.
Same, but it's queso.
Every time you breathe, you have to put a little bit in there to lube it up.
I have a big
with
fucking
tool.
next to my desk. I have a big fucking like hamster water feeder of queso. God, that'd be so based.
God, okay, it would
based Santa. If you're out there, if you're listening,
how big it is. After a couple days, it would like solidify inside of there.
Oh, it would stink to high heaven. It'd be great.
Because it has to be warm enough to pour, or you have to thin it out enough.
No, you have it's like a crock. Like you put like a crock pot around it or something.
I love it.
I hate this.
Yeah,
anyway.
No, it's got a little heater portion. Yeah, it's perfect. I think we got our Shark Tank product voice. Anyway,
can I deep throat it like that hamster does in that one video?
That one video? I'm sorry.
Why are you watching hamsters deep throat things?
That's what that website X Hamster's about. Yeah.
Yeah, Bo.
That was really stupid.
I mean, no.
No, it's not what it's about? Okay, cool.
You know what, Bo? One day you'll be grown up enough.
The birds and the bees and the hamsters.
Boy. Yeah, the birds, the bees, and the hamsters.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, you could be like, if you're still having a hard time warming up your queso hamster
Thrusy.
bottle,
yeah.
You could be destructive like cops and just set people on fire.
Yeah.
So this comes from Times Union. Writer Brendan J. Lyons. Thanks, Brendan. Video shows officer run away after tasered man bursts into flames. This is from the Catskill Police Department. I feel like this isn't the first time we've heard of someone bursting into flames because someone used a taser on them.
Yeah.
So two Catskill police officers ran out of their station's lobby and shut the door behind them when a 29-year-old man they were trying to subdue burst into flames in front of them after one of the officers fired a taser at him. A third officer involved in the fatal encounter also ran away, moving toward the front door of the station where he appeared to stand around the corner of an interior wall rather than rush to the aid of the man who was burning in front of him. Jason
Jesus
Jones,
Christ.
who had doused himself with flammable hand sanitizer seconds before the officer fired his taser, fell to the ground and was left to use his hands to try and put out the flames that had engulfed his upper body and head. He died last month after spending 47 days on a ventilator in intensive care in an intensive care unit at Upstate University Hospital in Syracuse. Surveillance video shows the disturbing encounter was released Friday by the State Attorney General's office. That office took over the investigation under the 2015 executive order issued by former Governor Andrew M. Cuomo that empowers the Attorney General to investigate fatal encounters between police and unarmed civilians. Yeah.
As usual, this is a video coming out like months after the incident occurred.
Yeah. Something I can't help but notice about these cops is they both have like very like specific dumb guy faces.
Yeah, something very NPC about them.
Yeah. Like
this one on the left is nearly T-posing.
yeah. Oh man, this is fucked up.
This is really...
He's so on fire. He is excessively on fire.
Like, I can't... for some reason, I can't scroll through the photos. I don't need to.
Yeah, you're not... You don't need to see it. It's just fucking...
Yeah, I guess...
Yeah, no,
like this is linked in the show notes.
There's a YouTube video of this.
Oh boy, I don't need to see that either. But these are linked in the show notes. Just to keep that in mind as like a trigger warning. Because this is not...
Don't just go clicking random links, yeah, because it's not pleasant. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Jesus. The video raises questions about the officers' actions, including whether they should follow their training and other protocols. Oh!
That's a
okay.
great... Yeah. Wow, yeah, this quote a little further down... a law enforcement official who has extensive experience training police officers in the use of force and who spoke to the Times Union, blah, blah, blah. Oh, on condition of not being identified because he's not involved in the Catskill investigation. Sure, buddy. He said that officers also should have immediately shifted their actions to trying to assist Jones when he caught fire, likening it to the imperative to pull a suspect from a burning car if they crash during a vehicle pursuit. Quote, once the threat has been stopped, you don't just say, I'm going to let that person burn. Yeah. Like, that's not just, like, cop training. That's, like, fucking being a human. Yeah. Fuck, man.
Like, were they trying to get, like, a blanket that was, like, right on the other side of that door, and then they both got in there and were, like, fighting over who was going to bring the blanket back then?
They three stooged in the fucking doorway, just the two of them? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So, yep. You know, I don't think it needs to be elaborated, but yeah, fuck cops.
Yeah, they're bad. Not good people.
Nope. This is this is awful.
Yeah, this is some old school rotten.com shit. It's bad.
It took them about 5 minutes to actually get someone in there that was looking at his injuries instead of trying to get him to lay on the floor so they could handcuff him.
Jesus. Can you imagine seeing a human being on fire and then being like, yeah, I better handcuff that guy? Like, fuck off.
Wow, he's a danger to me.
Yeah, that dude who was just, a flame a moment ago. He's dangerous. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
God. Fucked up.
Well, good. Fuck cops.
Indeed.
Right?
Yeah, fuck cops. But let's shift gears to you could tell that I cobbled together this docket because a lot of the stuff is about teaching. So
no, it's relevant. The big fucking discourse lately has been like, hey, we got to get those teachers back in those schools. Like, no,
right.
No, the fuck we don't.
So this comes from NPR. Joe Hernandez. Thanks, Joe. Classes for Chicago students are in limbo as teachers, mayor wrangle over Omicron. A dispute between the Chicago public school system and the teachers union drags on while the two sides continue to negotiate for an end to a work stoppage by the city's educators. Teachers began refusing to show up for their jobs in person on Wednesday amid skyrocketing COVID-19 cases in the city, prompting the cancellation of classes for roughly 300,000 students in the nation's third largest school district. By Sunday morning, neither side had announced an end to the dispute, suggesting the stalemate could enter a second week. So here's the thing. The Chicago's teachers union I've read a few accounts of the Chicago's teachers. They said that they didn't want to come to this conclusion, but they had to because they saw no other justification for it.
Yeah.
That they were going to go to distance learning for 2 weeks until January 18th or 19th, one of the 2 days. So just 2 weeks, not even the full fucking month, but just 2 weeks because COVID cases were huge in Chicago, especially amongst kids.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to, but they saw it as the only option. So they started posting their classes on Google Classroom, and then the Chicago school districts just made those unavailable to students because I guess they took their ball home with them.
Very mature, yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense to me. I know because I've had students over I've had students during this entire time, both tutoring students and subbing students, where they're not. It's hard to learn at home. It's very very hard. It takes a lot of discipline, and I don't think kids are really up for it. I got my BA online, and it was tough, and I was 27.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a lot of discipline, and I don't think kids are ready for that. But it's obviously just safer for them to stay home and just be hey, maybe you'll catch something here and maybe you'll learn something a little bit.
That's the spirit.
Yeah. It's better for them to have something than nothing. Even the structure of waking up and showing up to a class, virtual or not, is good for children, right?
Right. I mean, I think even instead of doing expected classes every period, I think structuring it like an online class you would have at college would be better, and just say everything's due on Sunday. I don't know if you all had online classes or not, but you write your paper, it's due on Sunday, and then you have to comment on 2 other students.
You got to do the funky little message board bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's fine. Is that the most effective way? It is if you, again, are an adult who is disciplined enough to do the reading.
Yeah.
I fully don't expect high schoolers and middle schoolers to be able to do this. And then it's a little bit different with elementary school kids. But I also think that at least in places that you can do it, in California, you probably could just have outdoor classes all day for the elementary school kids.
God, that'd be so
That'd be so cool.
I would have fucking loved that as a kid. Yeah.
And it's incredibly safe. It doesn't get much colder here than 50 degrees. Get the kid a sweater.
And transmission outside is way fucking lower. Yeah.
All you do is take the dining room tables and move them outside, or all the chairs that they have for auditoriums, and set them up in rows so that the teachers can host a big class, a big fucking dry erase board.
That's the spirit. Yeah.
How much could a dry erase board possibly cost? Probably so much because school
$5.
Suppliers.
Who knows?
I don't know, but So along with this, I came across this this Instagram post from a couple of educators, and I'll link it. But it's talking about a teacher shortage and putting it into perspective of what the teacher shortage actually is, and it's things top-down decision making, low wages, a lack of support, a lack of respect for the actual teaching apparatus. Policy failures, homophobia and transphobia, sexism, toxic work culture, ableism, and racism.
The works, essentially, is what you're saying.
But it's true. I think the biggest thing is that the skill of teaching is not. It's not respected at all.
No, absolutely not. Yeah.
As a teacher, okay, so I tweeted about this, but I'll say it here. My first day of working as a substitute teacher, I was bounced around 3 different classes because the admin at the district, which by the way, the admin is 2 to 1. So there's for every admin there is getting 6 figures, there's one teacher.
Jesus.
For every two of them, there's one teacher. There's no need for that many admin.
That's ludicrous, yeah. Because let's be real
So-
too. These people don't contribute anything.
No.
You know, you need
So-
you need like 5 administrators for an entire school. You
As
know,
much as I support sitting in an office and doing nothing, like that's education money.
that's
going
important.
to doing
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah. It's for the children.
Like, how much paperwork could you possibly need to do to teach children?
Hmm. Yeah, they're dumb. You know, you don't need a lot of fucking paperwork.
So the district was doing training, and
Mhm.
they didn't properly schedule it. So 3 teachers that I was covering for had to come back because their day for their training was not actually like correct. So I
Mhm.
ended up going to a 4th teacher, and I was and then I had to cover for another class. It was
Jesus.
a special ed class, but here's the thing: I was told
Mhm.
that I don't have to worry about this. They just need, this is by the admin at the school, that I don't have to worry too much. The teachers already have everything written down. They just need a body in the room. And I was like, wow, okay. You know, I went to school
Great.
for this.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. It's not like people like, you know, fuck, dude. That's so bleak.
Uh-huh.
Although, you know, I think what we have here, you got to have your fucking growth mindset. You know, you got to be on your Sigma shit, and
Yeah.
at all times, of course. And what we got to do, we all become teachers and do like A, half-ass it, and B, like get kids in on multi-level marketing schemes, make us some
Oh my
fucking money.
God.
You know,
Mhm.
I think that'd be great. I think that'd be really good. That'd be a good thing to do for us, for America, for society.
Yeah, all of America is just going to collapse into the Avon Pampered Chef singularity. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we might as well, you know.
Avon Pampered Chef Cutco singularity. so we might as well just embrace it early on that we
Absolutely.
are, that the
get
entire
ahead of the
country is
game, you know.
Yeah, the entire
So-
country is a pyramid scheme, and so are its citizens.
Yeah.
So this post from Teaching is Intellectual. I'm not going to read the whole post because it's very long.
Mhm.
But near the end of their post, they say there's no teacher shortage. There's a shortage of teachers who are willing to be abused, underpaid, disrespected, and devalued. We all know we are in a crisis, but changing the narrative from teacher shortage to policy and leadership failures is important. When districts and states make curriculum and standards and testing decisions, it undermines teacher expertise. When policymakers, mayors, districts, leaders, and district leaders consistently put teachers' health and wellness last, it publicly undermines teacher commitment.
Yeah.
And all of this is taking place in context of pervasive racism, ableism, trans, and homophobic systems rooted in sexism and as a predominantly female field with a predominantly male leadership. I also read another account of a teacher who, California teacher who's not re-upping his credential, because he has one of these types of credentials that you have to redo. I guess we have multiple different types here. And he's not going to. He's just going to retire because it costs too much money, and we have a lot of because of the privatization of public education here in California by Democrats largely. It's made it very difficult. Like the tests that I have to prepare for and make sure that I pass by April 1st of this year cost $100 each, and you were like 60% of people do not pass them the first time.
Damn.
So I'm looking forward to at least $400 that I need to invest, because very likely I won't pass. I had brunch with a friend today who missed one of his tests and has to retake it because he missed by 4 points. So he has to redo the test, and that's another $200 for him. This teacher whose account that I was reading was saying, like, there's a reason why there's so few black men who are teachers, despite, you know, California saying that they need to invest in like diverse teachers and stuff. It's because they're at a disadvantage. Like who has $200 just to go ahead and drop to become a teacher?
Oh yeah, you know, just that $200 sitting around. Yeah.
After all that school that I definitely paid for out of pocket.
Absolutely. Yeah. Fuck that shit. Jesus.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate.
Well, and I think like what like this was kind of touched upon in that quote you fucking read, but like what the language around this does is like, oh, it's a teacher shortage. It's just like a thing that happened and it's out of our hands, When in reality, like, no, the economy's fake. Fucking everything's like arbitrary, right? You can fucking the reason that there is a quote unquote shortage of teachers is because like yeah, as a profession, it's maligned and shat upon and like under supported to the point of collapse, which is where we're at now.
Mm-hmm. And it's not just admin, but
Also,
like,
COVID, that doesn't help.
yeah, and it's not just admin who are undermining the work, but it's parents too. And it's just this, and that's just a societal problem where we've created this class of workers who should essentially be white collar, but are treated like like any
trash.
other blue collar worker, like because they're seen as just like childcare. And
Yeah.
in a way, because I don't disbelieve that it takes it takes a village to raise a child. I do believe that. I do think that it has to be a community of support, but you should also support the people who are trying to help raise your children.
Yeah.
By giving them an education.
Are you just childcare? Well, yes, but
Yeah.
but
Every society is childcare.
If you
Whoa!
think about it, we're all
But like,
childcare,
actually, society
man.
should be childcare and not like just hey, we're gonna dump your fucking kid here, and fucking dump your kid here, and we will have someone who is tired and underpaid, like just fucking take care of them because you can't,
Well-
because you are also tired and underpaid at your fucking
see,
job.
that kind of dovetails nicely into our next story, which comes from the San Francisco Chronicle from Danielle Echeverria. Thanks, Danielle. These are two teachers who did try to help out and look out for some kids, and they are now fighting for their jobs. Two California teachers were secretly recorded speaking about LGBTQ student outreach. Now they're fighting for their jobs. Over the fall, a pair of middle school teachers from the Salinas Valley traveled to Palm Springs for the California Teachers Association's annual LGBTQ plus issues conference. There, on a Saturday afternoon, Lori Caldera and Kelly Baraki spoke to a few dozen people about a subject they knew well: the difficulty of running a GSA in a socially conservative community. Speaking about recruiting students, Baraki said, "When we were doing our virtual learning, we totally stalked what they were doing on Google when they weren't doing schoolwork. One of them was Googling Trans Day visibility, and we're like, check, we're going to invite that kid when we get back on campus." Shortly after the October conference, a surreptitious recording of the presentation was handed to a conservative writer known for asserting that transgender adolescents are part of a dangerous craze. She published a story November 18th headlined "How Activist Teachers Recruit Kids," criticizing Caldera and Baraki for actions they had seen as proper: keeping club members' identities confidential from parents, and finding a couple of potential members by viewing their online activities in class. So here's the thing. When I haven't done this yet, but when I will be subbing from home, because I will very likely be doing that, I will be able to see everything the kids do. So I'll be able to keep an eye on them.
Yeah, Foucault and all that. Yeah.
That raises some questions about privacy, of course, but in some ways this is also helpful because as this story goes on, this is how you get kids in a conservative area into a safe space. And I know we mock safe spaces and stuff like that, but these are kids.
It's a controversial opinion. It's important for children to feel safe.
Controversial. Caldera said that the club, called UBU, had for more than 6 years allowed students to ask questions they might not have been able to bring up to their families yet. Our conversations were always student-led, which is why they frequently surrounded LGBTQ topics, because kids have questions. Their parents think we start the conversation, but we don't. TikTok starts it, Snapchat starts it, Instagram starts it, or their classmates start it. And then we just try to answer the questions as honestly and fairly as we can. Which is
based.
Yeah, which is fine. And now these two teachers are under investigation by a third party hired by the school district. And the club UBU has been disbanded. So
I can't.
Which is a load of bullshit. Yeah.
We've
Yeah.
gone back to like hunting down teachers for like teaching kids about like how the human body works. Like they can't know about sex.
Right, it's very
Safe
monkey
sex.
trials.
Now we do
Yeah.
like all that I heard about growing up is how teachers are just they'll just tell kids anything about about sex and that it's good for you and fine. And it's like, well, that's good.
Yeah, because it is. Sex rules.
Sex.
Well, okay, so
Psychic Dolphin Garage. Sex rules.
You can
I
put
think I
that.
can-
Yeah, put that on a shirt.
I think I could say this without doxing myself too much, but the district that I work for is under a little bit of controversy because the very like neo-lib admin sort of just signed away a check or signed for a check, but part of getting that check meant that that they had to open up a Planned Parenthood in one of the schools, which is like very cool. Like that's fine. I'm actually okay with that, and you get a check with that too. Great, that sounds perfect.
Even better. Money,
But
money,
this-
money, 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 baby.
But this has gotten the
chuds.
Just like up in arms, including my own mother. And I'm like,
Sorry
why
for
is
calling
it
your
that
mom a
way?
chud, Dennis.
No, it's totally
My
fine.
mom's a chud too. It's cool.
No,
Yeah.
yes.
We all have chud
all-
moms.
Chud mom. Chud mom. Chud mom is a fun thing to say.
Chud Mom Unite.
Chud moms of the world.
That's their Facebook group.
Like the area that I'm from
Uh-huh.
has I went to school with pregnant teenage girls and like people who had STIs and gay kids who don't have a proper like sex education, but at Planned Parenthood they do teach you that.
Yeah.
They and if like there are trans kids who need hormones in California, you are legally allowed to go to a clinic all by yourself at age 13,
Damn.
including getting hormones.
Mm-hmm.
And your parents don't need to know. So you can get if you need an abortion, if you need a pad or a tampon, if you or if you need condoms,
Mhm.
something very innocuous, or like birth control, even.
Yeah.
Like you could just do that in California at like age 13 or above. Like obviously they're not going to be doing abortions at the high school, but the conservatives have made it seem like they're just going to be like, oh yeah, after
Gay
lunch, I'm gonna go
abortions.
get my abortion.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get my trans abortion.
Gonna squeeze in my trans abortion in between fucking chem and pre-cal. Yeah, totally. We are going to have the baby baptized before we abort it. So we can kill a Christian baby specifically. But yeah, it works out. It works out.
Yeah, I feel bad for these teachers. I feel bad for the Chicago public school teachers who are striking. Solidarity for all of these folks. because
Absolutely. Yeah.
While teaching is like a white collar profession, like we are treated like such shit.
Yeah.
like again, I was just told that we need a body in the room. By the way, the class was for the special ed class. So,
Yeah, I feel like
even-
special ed, especially not to that was not to like make a pun there, but like fucking yeah, you want like someone who is trained in like helping kids with disabilities learn, and
Yeah.
like shit, man,
not just
just any
a
old
body
Joe
in the room.
Schmo. Yeah, no
Well,
offense.
it's okay. We got through our work. There's only like 6 kids in the class. We got through our work, and then we talked about Minecraft for the rest of the day.
That's
Oh
awesome.
hell yeah!
Yeah.
So that's good. That's good for them.
Wow, Dennis is the cool teacher. Dennis,
Yeah.
why can't you be that cool on our podcast?
Yeah, talk about Minecraft. Yeah,
Yeah.
can we do a
I
Minecraft
am.
episode?
But when I subbed middle school, which was a terrible experience because the kids were monsters.
Mhm.
Um,
That's that
I had-
age. Yeah.
I had one kid come up to me and give me a fist bump and say that like I actually was a cool teacher and that like hopefully they'll see me again. And I was like, all right, that's cool. And then I had one kid come up to me, tell me that their name was not the one that was on the roll call, and I was like, okay, well, like I'm gonna be here for a couple of days.
What do you go by,
do I
kiddo?
need to know? Yeah, I was like, do I need to know your pronouns, or like do you have anything that you want me to know? And they're like, no, that's fine, but thank you for asking. And I was like, I just made a kid feel safe because I actually asked them a question and acknowledged and like made them feel seen.
Well, I mean,
Like-
fucking, that's the thing. At least, like, shit. When I remember being a kid, like, you don't feel like people a lot of the time, you know. And being treated like people is really fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Right,
it's
yeah.
good because they
Which
are
is why-
fucked up little baby people, you know.
Which is
yeah,
why,
they're fucked
like,
up,
we-
but they're baby people.
Yeah,
Which is why we just need to like have them stay home. So we tell them this isn't safe for you here. We're gonna do our best, but like just try and read a book
yeah.
and tell me if you liked it or not.
Read a book, do some Wikipedia deep dives. You know, that's basically as good as school. And fucking, even if it's not, so
God.
what? Who fucking cares?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you who cares. The crypto miners.
The crypto miners.
That's-
Yeah.
That's my poor transition.
I mean, shit, we didn't even get into how, like, oh, yeah, like, because you mentioned the union, like, the teachers' union, like, this is absolutely a labor issue, and all the fucking, like, fucking dipshit blue wave types on Twitter who are like, oh, no, you gotta get those teachers hate the kids. It's like, motherfucker, you are being so anti-union right now, like, you wouldn't believe.
Yep.
Like, you would not believe.
No, it's one of the reasons why I want to be teachers because it's one of the strongest unions like that there is.
That's
Not the one
badass.
here, but like the Chicago's teachers union, famously known for just like walking out.
I know the poor
and-
Texas one's been all kicked to shit, which is really unfortunate.
Oh
but-
yeah, no. Oh, you mean the one where you have to pledge allegiance to Israel?
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Oh,
buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do
And
the
how-
you do the
how they
pledge
had
to the
to make
Texas
the-
flag, the pledge to the Christian flag, the pledge to
Right.
Israel.
Yeah.
I mean, how they made that Palestinian teacher like basically not be a teacher anymore because she was like, wait a second, what is this about? Like not joining the BDS movement?
God.
Like what the fuck?
Yeah, it's pretty fucking bonkers. God bless Texas, because we need it.
Thank God California and Chicago have unions, I guess.
California. There's no easy way to say commie like Illinois.
Illinois. Yeah, that doesn't work. Yeah.
Did not work. All right, so this next story comes from Wired.
Thanks,
from
Wired.
Brian Barrett.
Thanks, Brian from Wired. Brian Swords of
Security
York.
news.
Y'all know Brian Swords of York?
Nope.
I have a
No.
video to show you after this, then.
Oh,
Right.
boy.
So Norton puts a crypto miner in its antivirus software. Plus, NFT thefts, a ransomware wave in schools, and more of this week's top security news. Jesus Christ!
Okay, so of all things, a security fucking program putting a crypto miner in is very funny. That's
First of all,
very
it's
funny.
First of all, it's Norton antivirus.
Yeah.
It's absolutely not even. It's not even like. That is not even a surprise to me. Norton has been bad for so long.
Hey, it's no malware bites. I'll tell you that much.
It's no malware bites. No.
I use what is the one that I use? Siphon. 'Cause it's free
Siphon?
on Mac.
Macs
But,
don't.
no,
Macs don't get viruses. It's
had a-
2002, and this is still good wisdom. Macs don't get viruses.
And you are Justin Long.
Yeah, in my
I
fucking
am-
hoodie, and yeah,
And I am what's his face?
the PC
one.
guy,
Yeah, the one
Yeah.
podcaster. I forget. His
John
name.
Hodgman. Oh yeah, that is John Hodgman, huh?
That's John Hodgman.
That is
yeah.
that is the one and only Judge John Hodgman. Isn't that
So,
nifty?
Norton antivirus now comes with a crypto miner.
Great.
Several months ago, the antivirus giant snuck a crypto miner into its consumer software, as noted by author and digital rights activist Cory Doctorow earlier this week. The pitch is that you can opt into letting Norton mine cryptocurrency on your computer while you're not using it. The software will even set up a secure wallet for you, all for a mere 15% cut of the proceeds.
That's
That's a lot.
awesome. That's so stupid.
Also,
15% is like your profit.
Yeah, because
Just-
it's not
just
like
for your...
for fucking those who don't know because they're not horrible nerds. Crypto mining, like, there's a reason people people. I hesitate to call them this, but there's a reason that the people who do the big fucking like warehouse crypto bullshit, like there's a reason they have warehouses full of fucking graphics cards mining this shit, rather than just like, oh yeah, we're just gonna let your fucking computer run a little bit, and maybe that'll get you some fucking, internet funny money. Like, you're not gonna get shit. But Norton, who is putting it on, thousands of computers, presumably, is going to get plenty of shit. Like,
But yeah.
wow.
They're not even doing like a nice 2%, and then they end up making millions of dollars. They're like, no, fucking give me 15%, dog. You're paying for this, and I'm doing the convenience of setting this up for you. No, you owe me.
Yeah, fuck you. In fact.
Fuck you. In fact, do you want viruses on your computer? No.
Yeah, get me, get Norton. Let me be your virus.
Yeah, let's go back to the days of that little purple monkey.
Oh fuck yeah! Love me some Bonzi Buddy. Fucking Bonzi Buddy's the best.
Like let me get that. Let me get that malware.
Good old Bonzi Buddy.
Mm-hmm. I'd rather have that than my computer making like millions of dollars for.
Okay, no, hey, concept though. Bonzi Buddy, but he's one of those fucking ugly ass Bored Ape NFTs.
No.
Yeah, a monkey smoking a blunt with like a fucking young lean hat on shows up on your browser and it's like, "Hey, were you looking to watch at some pornography? Get a load of this." And it's just titties. It's the monkey's titties, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Hot anthro fucking purple gorilla smoking a blunt GF when
I'm gonna open this in a private.
Let me pop open an incognito window real fast.
Rule 34, Bonzi Buddy.
Oh no.
Yeah, Rule 34, Bonzi Buddy.
It's gotta be a thing, yeah.
Yeah, of course there is. Oh
wow.
No! Oh no!
Oh yes.
It's not a lot, but at one point he does have a bloody dick.
Ew. It's not a lot, but it's enough, as they say.
It's too much.
Yeah.
But you know what? I mean, it exists. Ugh, of course it does. God. Well, I guess just opt out and also don't use Norton. Like, God.
Nort off, more like. Am I right, gamers? Nort off.
I had a sugar daddy who worked at Norton.
Yeah.
So he would often go to India to check out his team, and he loved it there.
His team of IT professionals.
Mm-hmm.
Fun.
That's
security
nice.
Security crew.
The crew, the security, the crew, yeah.
Yeah.
The Secru crew.
The Secru crew.
Yeah.
The Secru crew.
I
This
feel
is
like
fun.
if you're relying on antivirus, then you've already made a mistake in the way that you're maintaining your infrastructure. So...
Yeah, like for instance, don't go on like sketchy websites.
Yeah.
Don't open that email. Just don't.
Yeah. If there's like a link in an email from a stranger, don't click it. You don't have to click every link you see.
Just get skilled up by your IT department. Go tell your boss that you want to be skilled up by your IT department, not rely on remedial setup. Okay?
Yeah, especially if like you're a pretty lady, because then those nerds will be all like, "Ooh, a pretty lady," and they'll like pee their pants. Like nerds do.
Pee their pants.
They'll pee their pants.
Unless
Pretty
that's a
lady,
good
and they
thing
just
that you
piss.
want.
They just soak themselves in piss.
That's me.
What,
It's
are
me.
you talking? Yeah, I was gonna be like, why are you roasting Zach so hard?
Look, I'm a product of the Texas public school sex ed, so I'm assuming that's what happens when you see a pretty lady. That's what I do. All right.
This is what I do.
I just soak them. I splort my jorts, my friend.
Oh my god.
That's what happened when you were given blood this week.
Yeah. Charlie's gonna show us her enormous titties.
Her
and there's
bonkers.
piss
Her
everywhere.
bonkers.
Her bonkers.
Padong bong honkeros.
Yep.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about how California is going to have universal health care. Democrats propose California universal health care funded by new income taxes and business taxes. Let's get into it, boys.
That'd be pretty based, yeah.
Don't they already have Cali Care?
We have what's called Medi-Cal, which is what
Medi-Cal.
I'm on Medi-Cal. Basically, the state has decided that it's actually far more cheap to keep me alive and just barely alive than it is to have me gunk up the works.
Have your shitty body floating along the beach, yeah.
Yeah, literally gunking up the works.
Gunking up the joint, yeah.
So, this comes from the LA Times and written by John Myers. Thanks, John. California would enact a sweeping first-in-the-nation universal healthcare plan under a proposal unveiled Thursday by a group of state Democratic lawmakers providing healthcare services to every resident and financed by a broad array of new taxes on individuals and businesses. Though some of the policy details of the ambitious plan were laid out last year, the way to fund it had not been determined. The proposal, now laid out in separate pieces of legislation, faces significant hurdles in the coming months. First, at the state capitol, with the opposition from groups representing doctors and insurance companies, and then possibly at the ballot box, as voters would have to approve the taxes in an amendment to the California Constitution. So here are the taxes. So this is Assembly Bill 1400, which would be called CalCare. I hate the name.
Yeah, it's pretty clunky, but you know.
I think we should just called it Medi-Cal for all and just kept it because the Medi-Cal.
Medi-Cal is cute. Yeah.
Do you have CalCare or Medi-Cal?
Yeah, one or the other. Like,
yeah,
at the very least.
So, here's what people are up in arms about. Up in arms.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It doesn't cover enough.
No. It'll cover everything because it's
Medi-Cal.
So it's good. It's actually good.
Yeah, it's universal healthcare. Universal. Every Californian would have it.
Every Californian in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Which is every Californian, I guess.
Yeah. So the constitutional amendment would impose a new excise on businesses equal to 2.3 of any annual gross receipts in excess of $2 million.
Oh, tight.
A new payroll tax would also be created equal to 1.25% of total annual wages and collected from businesses employing 50 or more people. In addition, payroll tax would be required for employers with workers earning more than $49,900 a year. All but the lowest earning Californians would also be required to pay more in taxes. The proposed constitutional amendment would raise personal income taxes on salaries above $149,509 a year, less for those at that level, more to be paid as income goes up. All Californians reporting an annual taxable income for more than $2.5 million would see a new, and now drum roll, 2.5% surcharge.
Oh no.
If you are making $2.5 million, your taxes are only going to go up 2.5%.
Those of you listening to this podcast who may make $2.5 million, you know.
And those are going to go precipitously down. Basically.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
So most people are going to be paying, from my understanding, it's going to be a fraction of a percent. Unless you make more, like if you make
a shit zillion dollars, yeah.
Yeah, if you make more than if you make more than $30,000 a year, you're going to see like maybe 1% at the most.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're making like 90,000, but most people are going to see a fraction of a percent.
Yeah.
And just so you can go to the fucking doctor.
God forbid. Yeah.
God forbid I pay less than sales taxes here in Texas.
You know what sales tax is in LA?
What?
Like in most of the LA area, it's in some parts of the LA area it's up to 15%.
God fucking damn it.
Yeah. Which, as should be pointed out, is a tax that mainly hits like fucking, working people. Like it's like any tax that's just a flat percent across everything. It hurts a lot more for regular fucking person who works for a living to spend that extra 15% than someone who's again a shit zillionaire.
Right, which is why this 2.5%. Once these fucking assholes are going to start crying about it. It's like, well, what about all of your fucking cars that you buy at, again, a 15%?
Yeah,
assholes. You have money.
If you make six figures and you spend more than 50% of it, like in a year just for your expenses, then you're still paying more in sales tax. Like
Yeah.
that's another 2.5% off the fucking top of that shit.
Exactly.
Jesus
And not
Christ.
even that much, you know? It's fucking silly is what it is. It's goofy.
It's goofy. And all this is goofy. All these are silly little men doing their silly little dances, and like
Mhm.
some of them
And
want
not in a
us to
cute,
have
fun way.
exactly. Some of them want us to have access to go to the doctor and say, "Doctor, look at my disc balls. They are very disc-like."
That's a good throwback to the Patreon right there.
You
Look
should
at
watch
my
the
fucked
Patreon
up
episode.
flat pog nuts. Yeah.
My pog nuts. Yeah.
Not like a
and-
nuts a pog has, like POG. Yeah.
Yeah. The pog flattened them.
Not
The
to be
pog
mistaken
flattened
with the not to be mistaken with the Christian nu metal band POD.
POD.
True.
If
Also
you
from
are a
California.
pog
Also
with
from
fat
California,
nuts,
so.
who listens to POD, DM me. We're gonna get
Bo
you on the
has a
podcast.
Bo has a very specific need.
POV. We're in the youth group.
My
Fucking
God,
hang
Bo's
out.
down fucking disgusting. This is terrifying.
I'm a normal
All right.
man.
You're just
I'm a normal man.
You know what sucks?
Yeah.
That's just some youth pastor.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, it is.
Every youth
That's just
pastor is
some-
down bad. That's why they
Yeah.
always get married and then go isolate themselves in some weird country where nobody else can speak the same language as their wife. That way, they never have to be jealous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And they specifically ban her from learning
the local language, yeah, or
local
English,
language,
yeah,
or English, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
It's some 90 Day Fiance shit. Also, just this is a total fucking like sidebar from anything we talked about. The like Protestant need, the Protestant urge, I guess, is how the meme format works, to go to countries where there's already Christianity and proselytize. Super cringe, super fucking ultra mega cringe, times a
Right.
million.
Like how most of Africa is already Christian.
Yeah.
Most of South America is already Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, and they also they don't show they don't show these places as being like highly developed countries where we're going in and then
No, they
talking
go out to
these
the
people
boonies.
about-
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they specifically are feeding like a very specific and toxic type of imperialism.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Oh yeah, like how like how Mogadishu is actually like a very like it's an industrialized city where they have like cell phones and
Yeah.
like like fast food.
Yeah. And,
Like-
and all but the only parts of Mogadishu that you saw in Black Hawk Down was like those 3 sets that they have where it's very close together buildings and like alleyways. Like they showed
Interesting
like 3 alleyways
FPS
in the
level
city.
design, basically. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, which you can find that
Also-
in any major city anywhere. Like
Yeah,
in
cities
New York,
have alleys.
It's worse. It's worse in New York too. Like imagine
Well-
if Black Hawk Down was in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the other thing is too, like, okay, the other thing is like you're gonna see people. Oh, they go to look. They live in mud huts. These mud huts also have 4G. Like people have access to the internet. Like they fully have Android phones.
Like I'm sorry that they live in traditional housing. Do you not like traditional housing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they built it
Fucking
because that's the way it's
conservative.
worked for 1,000 years because it's good.
Yeah, because
Right.
they don't want to pay to run an AC all day. They're fine. in
Yeah,
the
so they-
heat with their
so
house
they
that
build-
naturally ventilates.
Yeah, they build houses that are like built specifically for the climate that have been done for thousands of years to keep people cool and their food fresh. Like, huh? Weird. They have fucking
You
Bible apps on their Android phone.
You sit in an abomination to God and the weather on your computer watching videos of some idiot with a big beard cooking over a campfire, and you think that, oh, I could do that. No, you couldn't do that. You're soft. You're weak. Your bloodline will end.
And honestly, above all else, what these people really want is not to like actually spread Christianity. What they want to do is turn those fucking buildings into like shitty like Plano, Texas ass McMansions with big yards.
Oh yeah. Oh
They
yeah.
want to do that, and they want to have one big building where everyone goes and pays them a percentage of their money.
Like
Churches
tax, like I said,
are-
like taxes. Wow.
Churches are crypto mining engines that are installed into communities to
Damn.
bring a profit for the larger organization.
Christ coin. It's dropping this Easter, y'all. It's gonna be huge.
God damn it.
Christ coin.
So-
Yeah.
Our last story is America's own type of proselytizing.
We're the
But
best.
it is shown to fail. This comes from Yahoo News, written by Javier Tovar and Alina Dieste. Thanks, Javier and Alina. Venezuela's Guaido digs in as, quote, acting president without power.
That's
Y'all
awesome.
remember that, like, y'all remember that little baby coup that
That
US
itty
tried to
bitty
do?
fucked up dumb coup that we failed? Yeah.
Mhm.
So
So-
that we took back, right? We took that one back.
No, you can't do
Yeah.
takesies backsies on a coup, but
Aw,
we
fuck.
tried anyway.
So, opposition leader Juan Guaido officially began a new year as Venezuela's, quote, acting president on Tuesday
That's so
after his
funny.
position was renewed by a defunct parliament that continues to sit despite having no home. Guaido may retain the backing of around 60 countries, but in reality, no executive and legislative power rests in his hands of his, true executive and legislative power rests in the hands of his arch enemy, President Nicolas Maduro, who is supported by the nation's powerful military.
And,
the
like,
people's
the
military.
People of the nation too. Like, he's popular. Do they not realize that he's popular? You know? Shit.
The parliament.
So if we leave that out, then maybe our readers won't realize.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You know, I know it might come as a surprise to people living in the United States, but like in some countries, the elected leaders are there because they're popular. You know?
You're gonna really rile up the Trump people.
Hey, all I'm saying is, fucking stop the steal. The steal being the coup of Venezuela by the Americans.
God.
So if you like look up pictures of Guaido like giving
First
like,
of all, he looks like
speeches
a
and stuff.
weenie.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If you give it reminds me when you like look up him giving speeches, it looks like remember when Giuliani booked the wrong place for a speech?
Oh yeah, it's the
Yeah.
shitty little like flower shop or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's
I'm
like
sure it's a
like
perfectly fine
yard.
flower shop.
No, it was like like they installed lawns.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically all Guaido does. He'll almost like Beto it and like stand on a cafe's like table, and the poor people of Venezuela have to be like, "Can you please get down, sir?
Please,
like, you are
you're
not
being so
president."
cringe.
But
This funny little man who claims he's the president keeps showing up to
Yeah.
my fucking coffee shop and like just making it hell for everybody.
but we you know he's nice though. Like I'll give him an almond croissant. Like
See,
you know.
if that was all it was just like a weird dude who like claims he's president, like that'd be endearing, you know?
Uh-huh.
Instead of the reality of like, oh, you know, the coup, you know,
Mm-hmm.
the failed coup, thank God, but still.
Guaido, quote, is lost in the solitude of his own failure. It's a type of Frankenstein policy that has failed, said Maduro. Imperialism, the U.S., thought it owned Venezuela and that they could install a president in a colonial style. Like, damn, bitch. Like,
Yeah,
he, like,
red to
went for
filth.
it.
He's kikiing. He's the T. You know?
Guaido's influence has waned since his dramatic proclamation almost 3 years ago, and his popularity has plummeted. While the EU officially recognizes him as interim president, it has nonetheless opened channels behind the scenes with Maduro.
That's so awesome. What a dick.
It's like he's just sort of
What a funny little guy.
You know, I think this is fine. He's allowed to have his little like
His little
like,
faux
blip.
presidency.
This is the DSA.
his little delusion.
This is the DSA, but for reactionaries in actual like leftist countries.
This is that
Okay?
guy on Twitter who fucking there was some like, you know, the anarchist guy. Did y'all see that? Where he was posting about like, oh yeah, I totally owned those tankies because there was a
Oh yeah.
there was a poster for like a reading group, you know, like a like it seemingly like Maoist or something reading group that he then wrote "tankies fuck off" on it.
Yeah.
Not
it was
taking the
it was a
poster
shining-
down, just writing "tankies fuck off."
It was a Shining Path reading group though. So don't
Oh
worry.
hell yeah!
But-
Like it's
Yeah.
I love me some weirdo on weirdo crime.
Yeah, I love me a a fucking anarchy calling out how
These
you know,
Austin Red
the
Guard
obvious-
type dudes are super
Yeah.
fucking out there. Yeah.
Yeah, the obviously bad like communist was obviously bad. You know, the one who killed a bunch of natives. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, I love how the
Yeah, go
anarchy can
figure.
only point to him as the bad one.
Damn.
But Washington insists it will negotiate only with Guaido over sanctions relief and control of those assets. With what power will he do anything, though? Like,
He'll ask very nicely, okay?
That
Venezuela
hurts me
just
so much.
There's gonna be so many fucking por favors in the email he sends, okay?
Porfis, no, that's a Mexican thing. But
Okay.
but porfis is like por favor. But no, it's just so funny. Like, okay, cool. So like he's gonna talk to Biden. What? Yeah, he gets to meet some old dude. Like what? He doesn't get to do anything. He has the Parliament doesn't even follow him.
That's
they follow
so
the
funny.
president.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, he's got his silly little opposition parliament, you know.
I mean,
His fun little LARPy fucking, yeah.
Right, but they even tried to do like a real ass coup, and they had some like fucking hogs from
America.
some like Blackwater fucking rejects come
Yeah.
in.
God,
And
where's
they
that
couldn't-
movie?
they
We Did a
couldn't-
Coup. Oh shit, that's like definitely We Did a Coup, the sequel to We Bought a Zoo. And it's like you know, spiritual sequel. Doesn't need to follow necessarily, because I was gonna riff on We Did a Zoo, but fucking we bought a zoo, but I've never seen We Bought a Zoo and don't plan to. So
Right. I would
yeah.
love it.
Kind of hard to riff on.
would-
the
coup
thing.
movie is
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Would be funny.
Venezuela
Coomer.
needs to make this movie, and it's going to be an incredibly funny. Like it's got to be a comedy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like fucking it's like The Interview kind of, except like, you know, the protagonists who are, you know, like Seth Rogen and like similarly like goofball, like loser kind of guys, right?
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
they're not the good guys. They're very clearly like not the good guys.
I mean, the
Yeah.
movie that's the inverse of this is The Dictator.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. That's perfect.
God.
God, I would really. Okay, no, I'm thinking the arc too is they're like, oh shit, like we're bad guys, and they like, you know, turn around and like, I guess quit their jobs or something. I don't know. There's a satisfying arc to be found in there somewhere.
No, but like if Venezuela's making this movie, I want the Americans to be bad.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
More
I want the
more
Americans to be
movies,
bad.
video games, etc., where the U.S. is the bad guys. Because come on, let's be real here.
Yeah. Let's be real
Please.
here. Come on, folks.
We know we're the bad
Come on,
guys.
some
You
folks.
Just... Oh, yes, true. We know we're the bad guys. We just need the rest of the world to like acknowledge that, like out and out, like openly. Like don't look up. Don't look up was bullshit.
Yeah,
The U.S. You know, we bought a coup.
we bought a coup.
We bought a coup.
I think the implication too of buying a coup is very funny, because somebody paid for that. Like, yeah, they're the fucking dumb guys, the dumb mercenary guys, are in service of like, yeah, obviously the U.S. government, but also like a vaguely Musk-esque figure too. You know, just to really complete the complete the vibe, complete the rancid ass vibe. Perfect.
God, the vibe is so rancid.
Yeah, I'll get writing on that screenplay, I guess.
All right. Well, that look for our debut film coming in 2026.
Our debut Q movie.
DQ film.
Premiering-
DEQ.
Premiering exclusively on our Patreon.
Yeah,
which-
and like the Venezuelan national streaming service.
Yeah. Yes.
The
That's
one
a
that
thing,
they
probably.
nationalized.
I hope so.
That'd be cool.
I
Yeah.
hope so. Do they get Nickelodeon in Venezuela? I can find that out later.
Venezuelan SpongeBob goes off because they unionize the Krusty Krab.
Yes.
That'd be great. That'd be fucking great. Well,
Controlled.
yeah, state-controlled Krusty Krab, abso-fucking-lutely. Democratically worker-run, state-controlled Krusty Krab. No fucking, penny-pinching capitalists like Mr. Krabs anymore. Like, he's still around, claiming he's the president of Bikini Bottom, but nobody fucking pays him any mind. Anyway, if you made it this far, thank you for sticking around. You're a true comrade. You're a real pal. You're a cool person. And shout out specifically to our patrons, especially, oh yeah, that's the second part of the list. Yeah, I'm good at this. Olive, Julian, Kiera, Julia, Dylan, Tim, Jen, the conduit of the existential dread of fatherhood itself, Scott, Lizzie, Eli, Knightley, the Warlock Phosphorus, Broobs, Cody, Jorge, Jack, the brilliant Dr. Fly, Samantha, Alex, Rufus, not a mole rat, Tyler, Caleb, Malwin, and Sophia. Thanks a bunch, y'all. We appreciate it. Let us know how you liked our latest Patreon exclusive episode. That's where we introduce the concept of Zach's flat balls, his pog balls. Again, not PAWG. It's like pogs like Alf, you know.
Like the 90s.
Like the 90s, like Alf, like The Simpsons, but also now like The
That
Simpsons.
is where they're from.
Yeah.
My balls came from a previous decade.
Yeah, all that and more
Century.
all that and more in the luscious treasure trove that is luscious treasure trove. That's gross of our Patreon.
That's really
Yeah. And if you, dear listener, also want to give us money to listen to us say more dumb shit, you can do that. $5 a month gets you access to that list, first of all. But even as low as fucking $1 a month gets you all that luscious treasure. The luscious, dripping, goopy treasure. You know? Yeah.
There's lots of places where you can find luscious treasure at, patreon.com/psychicdolphingarage, twitch.tv/psychicdolphingarage.
Luscious treasure has such a just fucking it's cellar door almost in terms of mouthfeel and sound. I love it. I want some luscious treasure.
Try our luscious treasure at twitter.com/psychicdolphingarage.
Yeah.
Or if you use Signal, go ahead and download one of our Signal sticker packs where you could go ahead and just torture your friends and family with stickers about cum or furries.
Or both.
Or both.
True. It's not actually at Psychic Dolphin Garage.
It's at Dolphin Garage.
It's at Dolphin Garage.
It's at
You fucked it up.
I did.
How dare you?
It's okay.
Our
It's
SEO's
okay
shot.
It's okay because everything is linked.
Yeah, you can Google it. You know what Google is. Google's
You
free,
can
sweetie.
search in Twitter Psychic Dolphin Garage and it shows up, even if it's not at specifically Psychic.
That's
Dolphin
awesome.
Garage.
Also, if you made it this far, let me know how you like the new theme because I'm going to try out a new theme for the show. I want to try something new.
What happened to all the fratty theme of this show? What happened to the chicks? Where's the chicks and the blackjack?
Well, no, if the theme song, if we're doing like a fratty theme, then the outro music has to be like Wagon Wheel or some just gauche bullshit like that.
Well,
So pop that pussy like a wagon wheel. Pop that pussy any way you feel. Hey, Epstein didn't kill himself. You know.
Hey,
So,
look.
the theme
Darius Rucker is a black country musician, so that's a POC that's doing our
It's representation, baby.
It's representation.
right. Well, that positively will not be our closer because I don't have the rights for that. But our theme music is brought to you by Loyalty Freak Music. So thanks, Loyalty Freak Music, for letting us use your wonderful, wonderful music.
Yeah.
That's it for us. Just stick around if you got like the Patreon. Listen to that. I don't know why you would listen to this in reverse order unless I
Do
it
it.
improperly. And
Do it. Whatever
upload
works,
the
you know.
But
We're not here to tell you what order to listen to our content in, but if you
It's
want
your
to,
party. You can cry if you want to.
and I will as soon as I get off this call.
Or the worst.
I'm
yes.
Hell yeah.
All right, folks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.